Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to watch our video. We are Team F, consisting of Etienne, Conor, and myself, Jess. We are going to be talking about Uber Technologies Incorporated and the IT service we chose for this project. So a little bit about Uber Technologies. For those who do not know, Uber is a ride-hailing company offered through a mobile app. It was founded by Garrett and Travis in 2009, and the app gives the consumer the power to get you where you want to go with the access to different types of rides across more than 10,000 cities. This includes 900 metropolitan areas and 93 million active users each day. Uber has two major mission statements that they live and operate by. This is make transportation as reliable as running water everywhere for everyone, and we ignite opportunity by setting the world in motion. So some strategic positioning and advantages in regards to the competitors. So due to the rise of technologies and influx of communication through mobile devices, Uber has spread its operations in more than 60 countries today. Uber has 9 major competitors throughout the market, being Lyft, Via, Ola Cabs, Didi, Kojak, Snap, Grab, Bolt or Taxify, and Cabify. Lyft, for instance, is its #1 competitor and only reaches 7 countries. Uber does not only have ride services and the option to be a driver, but also food deliveries, Uber Freight, and Uber for Business. So some of Uber's strategic advantages are the reasons behind its continuation to grow and create a big buzz in the field of car rentals and ride sharing. One of the main strategies Uber plays is brand awareness. It is simple as an application that helps connect people with car drivers, benefiting both sides in a very modern and practical way. There's no hassle, creating no complications amongst their branding, which is exactly the marketing strategy that Uber uses to compete in this taxi industry. Another strategic advantage is cost awareness. This helps people identify how much they'll be paying for the trip in their preferred method. It makes it easier for people to go from one place to another without having to stress how much it will cost once reaching that destination. An added perk making Uber stand out in the market is its loyalty discount and promo codes, which many taxi companies do not have to offer. Our third strategic advantage is partnerships. Uber's success stems from the utilization of partnering with many different businesses and making promotional offers to those who use their service. The users can link their profiles to other business apps and receive perks that often reward loyalty to those businesses actively using Uber. Now I'm going to pass it off to Conor to talk about the IT service we selected for this project.
Thanks, Jess. So the IT service that we selected is event processing. It's also referred to as event-driven architecture. What it does is help satisfy spikes in demand during large events. It examines streams of data for actionable events and alerts and automated actions trigger workflow. It also tracks logins to the app using user location. So when there's an influx of logins at one location, say there's a big football game, an NFL game, and a lot of users are logging in, it'll recognize that, send an alert to the drivers to mobilize to that location. That way they can meet demand. So why'd we choose event processing? Well, it's critical to Uber to make sure that they meet their demand and be able to adjust in real time. And it ensures that customers aren't spending excessive amount of time waiting for their Uber to arrive. So the economic value, Uber is a new company in terms of being publicly traded. For its IPO was on May 9th, 2019. Because this was only a couple of years ago, it's hard to analyze long-term historical trends with the company. Uber has made significant investments in research and development. It's preparing itself for future growth, and we'll get into that in a minute. One of the first major investments Uber made was in scalable real-time complex data processing technology. Their goal is to anticipate customer habits and meet their needs rapidly. So profitability, as you can see, Uber has never made a profit in any quarter thus far. This is simply a matter of, it's only a matter of time before they break a profit. Their user base is growing, and all the investments they've made in research and development will soon pay off. So as you can see, their revenue, which is highlighted in blue on the graph, had been steadily growing up until the pandemic, which resulted in a severe decline. But as you can see, that's already on the uptick. This revenue drive is going to be propelled by the use of real-time complex data processing in autonomous vehicles in the next decade. So instead of Uber sending a signal to a driver to go to a location, it'll automatically reroute automated vehicles, which will increase profitability.
All right. Thank you, Connor. Um, so first of all, if we say that the technology is redundant, it means that it is essentially imitable. If we look at the resource-based theory, in order to gain a sustainable competitive advantage, a firm must be able to manage a set of imperfectly imitable resources. If other firms can copy what you already have, it will definitely be difficult for any firm to gain a sustainable competitive advantage. Uber is a company that cannot afford a system failure because customers will just switch to another company in that case, as there is no brand loyalty in this type of industry. Customers just want the fastest way possible to get from point A to point B, or the fastest way to get their food. No matter the reason, they just won't shy away from switching to another company if there's any problem with the Uber app. So to prevent a system failure, Uber needs a completely redundant system. And according to Matt Ronnie, who is the chief systems architect for Uber, there are three important areas to have an entirely redundant system, which includes performance, data, and future proofing. Um, Event processing corresponds to those three areas. It allows Uber to deliver fast responses at any time. It also allows Uber to go to lowest and highest degree with data, as it uses big data systems in order to deliver performance. The data environment is extremely redundant, which allows Uber to be successful. And also, Uber uses a third system that allows them through data to keep all the drivers operative. Is event processing reliable for Uber? The answer is yes. As we mentioned earlier, event processing takes automatic actions, and considering that Uber is a company where automatic and immediate actions are needed, it can definitely provide a competitive advantage to them. There are plenty of benefits for companies who are using event processing as an IT. One of the benefits is that it improves customer service, as it provides real-time visibility into the location of any of the Uber drivers. Another benefit of using event processing is the allowance for companies to reduce their operational costs and improve the productivity of their operations. And here are some statistics to prove that Uber's IT has been reliable. The company has a global market of 72 billion and has more than 75 million users around the world. It also gave over 5.2 billion rides in 2018 and over 6.9 billion in 2019. And the company have only gave about 5 billion rides in 2020, but that's not because of a system failure. It was just because of the pandemic. Its global net revenue went from $6.5 billion in 2016 to 11.14 billion in 2020. So it is fair to say that whatever Uber has been doing in the past 5 years has been working. The company IT must be as reliable as it is, considering the numbers that we're able to collect over the past 5 years. Event processing has a big impact on data storage for companies like Uber. As data is constantly being monitored and events are continuously coming from multiple different sources, the approach used by event processing makes sure that only a portion of the data or events goes into the memory at the same time, and that the old events are either just thrown away or archived. That way, most recent events can be successfully analyzed, and all the data and events collected do not have to fit into the memory system. It is important to understand that event processing will keep getting better and keep developing in the future. And the biggest advantage of using it right now is that it allows company like Uber to handle data and many events per second. Data is sent through analytics processes to distribute real-time analytics result and help businesses dealing with high level of incoming information. So basically, event processing allows Uber to size and scan as much data as possible at any time and make real-time decisions. First of all, before going in to this slide, a dashboard is a tool that tracks specific information for businesses, and it allows them to understand the analytics that is important. There are three types of management dashboards, including operational dashboards, strategic dashboards, and analytical dashboards. Uber uses analytical dashboard to architect a better user experience across all products. And by using this type of dashboard, it creates a solution of being capable of gleaning insights from a data pipeline that was real-time, granular, highly available, and reliable. It also creates a way to track HTTP traffic between the app and the Uber API, as well as the number of clicks. This dashboard can help assist event processing in regard to high trafficking areas and predictive analytics for future events. So now I'm going to pass it on to Jess for the conclusion.
Well, we just want to again thank you guys so much for listening. And if you have any questions in regards to our presentation, please feel free to reach out to any of us. There are emails listed below. Thank you.